Hello there, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I am your reader for the moment, Mark Angela Lyons, Mal for short. Welcome to Drawing the Circle Productions YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, check it out, like and subscribe if it clicks. Remember, this is a general read. I'm reading like hundreds of thousands of souls on the path of true love for these. So if it doesn't resonate, it's just not your reading. Check your other signs, right? That's why I do Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Yeah. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. Every time I do it, my guides tend to upgrade the spread or upgrade the process. So let's dive in. And by the way, for my subscribers, my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Inching my way up as we go. Slow and steady wins the race. I am a Virgo. And so I really appreciate your patronage, is that the word? I don't know. Your YouTuberage, your subscription. All the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below at the bottom. All of my info is in the description box below. How to get a reading with me, my book, right? I have a Facebook group where I live stream on Sundays. Yeah, just go check it out. We've got a lot of good stuff there. Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing a bathrobe because Cancerian, what says fourth house home, cardinal water, like a comfy bathrobe. So glad to do the reading for you today. And I'm actually doing a talk in Eastatocket, Long Island later today. So I wanted to get this reading done so that it can be processed while I'm working. I'm going to be teaching Angels in Disguise at Summerland Church on Nichols Road. So looking forward to that. This will obviously be out before that's probably done. We'll see. So let's dive in. We're going to start with Caroline Myss archetype card to determine your dominant archetype, the soul power that you can, if you so choose, alchemize from lead to gold on the path of true love. So here we go. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please. One card, one archetype to symbolize and represent this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for October 2019. Who are you? Ooh, the dilettante. I like the dilettante. Usually it has a really negative connotation. Oh, you dilettante, you dabbler in the shadow. But let's look at the light so that you can sort of get what this is. Light attribute, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, right? It's like that's the best thing about a dilettante is that they can go to the ballet or they can go to the museum and they'd be like, well, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like, right? That you don't have to have this depth of the arts. And by the way, the arts can be the magical arts, the visual arts, the performing arts, the culinary arts, right? To just kind of enjoy and revel in the pleasure of that. Also alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your own pursuits. So particularly, are you being superficial in your relationships? Are you dabbling? Which is fine, Cancerian, because crabs walk side to side. They don't walk straight ahead. So it's okay to tack back and forth, right? But then the shadow attribute, pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So be careful of that. Go with the grace of humility. It's my saving grace. The grace of humility is very heavily featured in my book, Words of Grace, which is essentially God, Goddess, all that is. Please grant me the grace of humility to know when I don't know that I am willing to be shown, right? There's a lot of ease and a lot of grace that comes when you relax. It's like, it's okay that I don't know because I don't, right? And to cut that slack for other people as well. Uncertainty may not be a comfortable emotion, but it's better than jumping to conclusions. So to clarify that, being that this is like the dominant general energy for you for the month, we're going to do this a little differently, adding a past, present, future aspect, which I don't usually do in these YouTube readings. I certainly do them in private reads. I certainly do them for myself in relationships. You know, where were we then? Where are we now? Where are we going? But in the context of the path of true love, I think you'll dig this. So we're going to ask the angels first for a card about the past, right? So my angels, please, one card, please show us for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Where have they been on the path of true love relative to October 2019. Well, abundance. Now, abundance in this Doreen Virtue healing oracle, yes, people immediately want to jump to, oh, it's about money, 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 money. Not necessarily so, can be. This is only really our second card down. We'll have a look at that. We're going to pull some clarifiers as we go along. But I always find the abundance card to mean extra. Like there's something extra, extra, extra going on here. So as we clarify the the vertical line, you'll see how we do that. But that's so far your first past card. So there's a little extra in the past. But now we're going to ask Daughters of the Moon Tarot where you are on the path at the time of this reading. Keep in mind, it's not yesterday, today, tomorrow. These are not segmented in 24-hour time slots. These can be weeks, these can be months, and these can even be years. So only you will know. And by the way, this is a general reading. You'll know sooner or later in this reading. So if it's not resonating, let it go. It's not your read. Go check your other signs, right? Because reading collective Cancerians, you moody crabs, is a little tricky, and you might be feeling this more next week than this week, even though the card may be about the past. Sometimes we need that emotional perspective. So, my gods, Hera in particular, wearing the totem of Hera, queen of the gods, goddess of marriage, sits in my throne of Cancer. I ask you, please, my gods, where is this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for October 2019? A clue, a tip, a hint. Oh, nice. All right. Ace of Blades, the Sibyl, the Oracle of Delphi. New info coming in. Maybe it's a new conversation. Maybe it's a piece of the puzzle. But it's definitely element. Where are they now? But where are they going on the path of true love? October 2019, a revenge. Now keep in mind, revenge can be revenge on yourself. Look what you did to me. This is what I'm doing to myself. It's a very passive-aggressive move. Seen it happen in Cancerians in particular. Martyrs. Now I'm not saying that's you. You might be dealing with that with your relationships in general with another person, and so far nothing here screams romantic sexual, so take it down a notch. This could be with a family member, something at work. I mean, please, that's why I started my own company. I got tired of dealing with revenge vibe in the workspace, so I started joining the Circle Productions in 1998, which is older than some of you watching this, I know. So there's our first line, past, present, future. We've got abundance, where you've been. We've got the Ace of Blades, the Sibyl, right? The Oracle of Delphi, something downloading where you are right now. And in the future, some type of revenge needs to be dealt with, whether your own or somebody else's. And what I love about this card, it's so Wile E. Coyote, right? It's like, oh, happy couple walking below. And she's like, oh, yeah, me and my red dress gonna drop a rock on you. Because love is like a rock. Now I have to listen to that song later. All right. So to clarify this card of abundance, we are going to pull tarot under that. So my gods, for this dilettante Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, where have they been on the path of true love? What got them to where they are now? Show us a little glimpse of the past here for them. Oh, interesting. The Four of Blades. See, the card is called Deception because look, you can't usually see the two swords underneath. I know it looks like the Two of Blades in the Rider-Waite Tarot, but it's not. It's the Four, and that's why we love Fiona Morgan's Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I just adore her interpretation. So what's that extra about? It's about deception, that there's been something, either you've been deceptive or someone's been deceiving you or you've been deceiving yourself. Maybe about the extra, maybe about what's really going on here, about perhaps the extra emotional aspect of this stuff being water signs that you are, that you've been deceiving yourself, sort of blinding yourself to how intense this all is. Of course, this is still early on in the read. So considering that's your line of the past, now we're going to clarify where you are on the path of true love with this Ace of Blades, and we are going to clarify that with a Chuck Spezzano Love Pack card. My masters, please clarify this Ace of Blades for this Cancerian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. We've got this abundance with deception in the past, where they've been on the path. Now where they are, they've got this sort of like new revelation, which makes sense if there was a deception, that there's new information coming in. So please, can you clarify what this card, the Sybil, is about for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, October 2019, using, right? So someone's been using you, you've been using someone else, someone's being used here. Now, that's just a sucky vibe. But what I'm hearing here is that you can use other people's behavior as excuses for your own not so great behavior, or blaming another, right? Like, I'm going to use you to what you've done, what you've said, to look at this like, now that I see what you've done, oh my God, you've used me. Now I deserve, I'm entitled to something really toxic, right? Fill in the blank. Now I can burn down your house, right? Hence that revenge coming. Ooh, this is shaping up. But you know, all this stuff is scripted in the divine plan anyway. In the quantum maps of it all, it's so multidimensional. There's so many different timelines. That's why I think they wanted to do a timeline to say that this is the current timeline you're on, past, present, future, but that you can change that. You can change that future. Nothing is written in stone, but there are a near infinite variety of quantum probabilities moving forward. That's why readings are helpful. Yeah. Okay, so let's clarify then this card of revenge, and we are going to clarify that with an angel card. So you see I'm using the same three decks for clarification here, so we get this nice solid block. But remember, there's more coming in here. We're not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not even halfway through. So my angels, can you please clarify this card of revenge? So remember, you know, it's very Wile E. Coyote, very, very saboteurial, right? If Wile E. Coyote isn't the saboteur archetype, what is? So let's have a look, please. My angels, can you please clarify this revenge card for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Where are they going on the path of true love? What is this revenge card about? Well, celebration. So you might very well have revenge through partying like it's 1999, which I know already passed, right? It's like, oh yeah, well, watch this. Right? Yeah, watch me rise. What you're gonna deceive me, but remember, that could be self-deception as well. Although with that revenge card, it's like, oh, that's how you're gonna play this. Watch this. Watch as I revel. Watch as I live my best life. But let's not put a period on the end of that conversation, because we've got another line of clarifiers. So now we are going to clarify the abundance with the deception. And for that, since we've got an angel and a god, we're going to use a master here. So my masters, can you please clarify for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, there you are, Venus sign, on the path of true love, where have they been in terms of this abundance and deception? Please, one card. Betrayal. I mean, this is reading pretty much ABC, right? That you've got an abundance of deception, and I'm so sorry, darling, you have been betrayed. Now, yes, that can be betrayal of the self. You might not have been aware. You might have been deceiving yourself that you were betraying yourself, but a lot, right? And maybe there is a financial aspect of this. My sense of it, though, is that you have been betrayed. Not so much that you are betraying yourself, but keep your eye on that too, because if you know you're being betrayed and your gut is telling you something's wrong and you're not paying attention to it, or you're paying attention to it but you don't want to know that and you repress it, that is self-betrayal, not listening to divine feminine and acting upon divine masculine, your intuition. So it does make sense for self-betrayal, but also can mean that you were betrayed. So I got to put those back. I have to keep these organized. There's just a lot going on in this spread. So now we will clarify the Ace of Blades with using, and that's for your present, and we're going to ask the angels for clarity on that. So please, my angels, can you please clarify for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Where are they now on the path of true love, considering this Ace of Blades, the Oracle of Delphi, the Sybil, this new piece of information coming in about somebody using somebody, about being used? Please clarify, my angels, what's this about? All right, answered prayer means in the past you knew something was going on, right? That there was this deception with betrayal and a crap ton of it, which probably means it was going on for years, right? Like a long period of time, which means you made a prayer, and the prayer might be, oh, good God, what the hell's going on here? What have I gotten myself into? Well, the result of that prayer is that, makes a lot of sense to me, you're getting this download in the month of October, this new insight about being used because you made the prayer. Now, I will say, not exactly what you go, oh, yay, my prayer was answered, but better to know than not know, right? Better to have the clarity, because deception is nothing more than somebody's fear, controlling and manipulating a situation rather than speaking the truth. Why? Because the truth often hurts. So perhaps it took you a while to metabolize this, or will take you a while to metabolize this truth coming in, that either you have been using them, they have been using you, and what do you call that when both people are using each other? Codependency, right? And these are patterns we all have to heal as we move forward into the fifth dimension, anchoring fifth dimensional unity consciousness. You can't codepend when you know you're all one, right? Because it just means the other person may have skills that you don't have at the moment, but that it's all in the hologram, that we are the universe experiencing itself as an individual. We are the one experiencing itself as many, right? So let's clarify this future, where you're going, because look, darlings, we have revenge with celebration, which I like a good celebratory revenge. I'm a good chunk Sicilian, right? It's like, oh yeah, watch this. Watch as I dance on tables at the Body Barn, which I haven't done in decades. It's a Long Island thing. Revenge, celebration. So we've got a master, an angel. Let's get a daughter of the moon tarot from the goddess herself. Please, my gods. One card of clarity for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Where are they going on the path of true love? Where are they going with this celebratory revenge on the path of true love? Where are they going? Please, a clue, a tip, a hint. What did I say about Wile E. Coyote, the coyote woman? Holy crap. All right, so this is the saboteur archetype. This is the other part of the devil card. In this deck, Fiona Morgan takes the devil card and divides it into the trickster, the coyote woman, which is a very high spiritual card in the sense of that you are being taught something, that the coyote is a teacher. Google that, right? Look at the coyote totem, right? The coyote power animal, spirit animal. Those are all different things, by the way. But that there's a sabotorial thing here, that this revenge about getting even though you may be celebrating it and reveling in it, not great. You might find yourself dropping the rock off the cliff and having it smash you. Just be careful. Yes, revenge is a dish best served cold, but if you can avoid it altogether, all the better. Just saying. I mean, I've done it, right? I'm a witch. I haven't hexed somebody in so long. I mean, I was well trained how to do it. Blessing and cursing are the same thing. It's just the energy that's put through the circuit, if you will. Wow, this is pretty heavy duty, folks. So I'm just going to rearrange these because you've got 3 more cards coming. We're going to turn to my current favorite deck, the Whispers of Love, to get the 5D, the fifth dimensional unity consciousness, higher self, guardian angel perspective on all of this, which is what I'm going to be teaching later today from 1 to 3 at Summerland Church in Setauket, Long Island. Sorry, just being a Virgo. Excuse me. Organizing my cards. Change of seasons, man. It's making me cough. Although yesterday it was 65 degrees on Long Island. Today it's going to be 81. Pack light, right? Let's do this. We're going to get you again a past, a present, and a future. So we are going to clarify the past, where you've been, just to recap, so that we keep the connective thread here, right? So you've got this abundance of deception with betrayal. Not fun. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love here, and a whisper of true love for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign, about where they have been on the path of true love, this dilettante, this dabbling, this appreciation without deep knowledge. And it does make sense that there's not a lot of deep knowledge of you going into this. Still in the present moment, you're still just getting an ace, an answer to a prayer, but then that outcome, that's something you can change, right? The future is uncertain for sure. You have willpower. And the saboteur archetype indicated in that coyote is about decisions of empowerment or disempowerment. Are you going to disempower yourself by disempowering another? And that's why we're bringing these in for the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card, where have they been on the path of true love? You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So keeping in mind that the dilettante archetype went into the saying, I am limitless. I can deal with anything. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. And there was deception there at the get-go. And you could say, well, why didn't I know that? How come I didn't know that? Well, maybe you did intuitively, but didn't want to deal with it, right? That betrayal that's going on there. But you are limitless. So going into this, this is definitely part of the path of true love. Look, read Dante's Inferno. Betrayal is the final circle of hell. The frozen lake, right? The betrayers are buried up to their necks in ice, right? Isn't that funny? The bottom level of hell is frozen and it's kept cold by the beating of Satan's wings, right? So betrayal of ourselves, betrayal of another. We all get betrayed. And if you've been betrayed before, like who hasn't, this is stuff we're all clearing out of our cell tissue, our genetic ancestral lineage, going back to Adam, if you want to go that way, dumping the emotional baggage. It sucks. I've been betrayed more times in this life through deception. It feels like more than most. People lied to me. People behave themselves around me. They don't tell me the truth. Why? Because apparently I'm fucking intimidating. I'd rather, right? I always find out in the end, my gods are good to me. But then they say to me, sorry, it had to go this way, but it had to go this way for you to strengthen a weakness, right? If it could have gone another way, it would have gone another way. This was in the divine plan. You go, the divine plan? How could this be part of the divine plan? This hurts. It's like, well, so that you can heal, grow, learn, and become the best that you can be to fulfill your role in the divine plan. I know it sucks, but isn't that the best part? You don't have to like the divine plan. Just know that you can't fuck it up. I'm feeling you, Cancerian. This has happened to me some more times. I once had a guy lie to me so badly that I really had to study compulsive liars. It's like he lied about stuff he didn't need to lie about. Told me he was a doctor, he wasn't. Told me he was breaking up with his wife, he wasn't. Told me he didn't have a daughter, he did. Right? Just lie like when I write my book, Path of True Love, I will make a comment of Dr. Evil ex-boyfriend, because he was not a doctor, he was evil, and he was certainly my ex-boyfriend. PDQ, right? Don't fuck with a Virgo. We won't cut you, but boy, will we think about it. So I get the revenge thing. Let's ask the collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Where is this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign on the path of true love now? Where are they for the month of October 2019? Considering we've got this new information about betrayal that's an answer to a prayer, that's pretty heavy duty. Look at your patterns in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So this is not putting it back on you. It's not, making the victim guilty, but how much do you want to play victim? When really what you need to look at your pattern of relationships, because you went in as a dilettante where there's nothing wrong with it. If you're just going to say, oh, let's see what this is. Oh, you betrayed me. Okay, well, not that big of a deal, but that's not what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like the answer to your prayer here was not to be used, but to get the clarity so that you can look at your patterns in relationships. Look at parental patterns, right? Even past life stuff, because betrayal has just been modus operandi for relationships for millennia, thousands and thousands of years. And again, nothing here jumping out about romance or sexuality or any of that. This could be any relationship form. So if this is you, if this is what you're dealing with, just keep in mind, this can be at work, this could be in family. Look, family members betray each other all the time, often by withholding truth, what's called the sin of omission, the mistake of omission, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And that's what I think people have done to me my life long. It's like, well, I don't want to tell you because you might explode, which is really an insult, saying that, well, that means you underestimate me. Yeah, not fun, is it? Feeling you, feeling you. Let's get now where you're going, right? Because, darling, we've got this revenge card with the coyote and celebrating. It's like, ha 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 ha, I shall have, vengeance is mine, saying the Cancerian, right? So my collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card, a whisper of love for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Where are they going on the path of true love, considering we've got revenge and celebration and the coyote, the trickster, the saboteur archetype, the devil card? Please clarify for where they're going on the path of true love for October 2019. Like attracts like. If you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Now, that is cold comfort, but now at least you know, moving forward, like attracts like. So it goes back to something I said when that betrayal card popped out about that thing of using. It's like, did you betray yourself? Did you, in your Cancerian gut, right, your soul, know that something was off here and ignored it? That is a huge part of the saboteur archetype. And by the way, everybody has the saboteur archetype. Because why? It's a survival family archetype. Countries, companies, everything has the saboteur archetype, because we have to learn how to survive by making decisions of empowerment or disempowerment. I am, of course, going to suggest that you back off on the revenge aspect. I never tell people what to do. Perhaps that's what's scripted. Perhaps you are going to take revenge, but what are the chances this is going to backfire on you and bring you more of the same? I'm right with you there. Yeah, change your choices, right? Throat chakra, choices and decisions. And this is, though it may look like a choice to key somebody's car, it's a decision. It's a turning point in your life. Be very, 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 very careful. There's a reason why in the scriptures it says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, the lady, if you want to paganize it. Being that, you know, they don't deal with vengeance. They deal with balance. They deal with everything that happens to us is happening for us on a soul level to evolve, to grow, to become stronger. So before you do anything, I want you to kind of contemplate this, right? This is stupid. Nothing is stupid. Everything serves. Everything helps everything. So this situation is helping you and the other person on some level, right? If it could have happened any differently, it would have happened differently. The question to ask is, what is the weakness that's getting stronger, right? What is the weakness that I am strengthening here? And then when you get those, in time, you'll be able to look back and go, oh, thank you. I actually really did need that, but that takes time. And then maybe you can celebrate that instead of calling in more. Now, the thing about karma, you know, people talk about karma, it's so infantile when I hear it. Really do the Eastern stuff, because the Western take is, oh, you screwed me, you're going to get screwed. Karma's going to get you. Karma's a bitch. No, karma's a learning system, okay? The word itself in Sanskrit means action, but it's not just physical action. Choosing a thought is action. And certainly if karma means action, then this thing of revenge will revisit you and will replay. Like attracts like. So better in the present moment to look at your relationship patterns. And, you know, maybe you get, oh, this is about my dad, this is about my mom, this is about my upbringing, this is about when I had my heart broken, this is about when I betrayed somebody, so that you get the larger context, right? I mean, rough seas here, my Cancerian. I'm feeling you. Reach out, ask for help. But guess what? You got, remember I said you got a surprise? We're going to look at the other. I saved it to the last. Who is the other? Now, I really want to know. Now, look, as fifth dimensional higher self, which really is what these three whispers of love are talking about here. Oh, yay, the garbage men came early. Sound effects. I have the window open because my cats like to look out the window when it's warm. Bear with. The melodic. We release, we let go. Let's take that as an audio tarot. Okay, now they're dropping it back down, and then we got to go through the beep, 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 beeps of the backup. They usually come at 11 o'clock. It's elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me on that. You know, I do create my own reality as deliberately and consciously as possible, but apparently I left out the garbage man schedule. Thought I was getting this done. All right, so back away. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves. What is the archetype that this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign is dealing with in this relationship? A little kitty cat. What's with the sabotorial disruptions here? Come on up. Come on up, you little one. No. Pop up if he wants. One more time, please. Enough interruptions. Do you see what's going on here, Cancerians? Doesn't happen for every read. All sorts of distractions saying, slow down, look at this differently, get the clarity. You got that answered prayer with that Ace of Blades. Yeah, there's some using going on here. What's your part in that? Have you been using this person as well? Look at your patterns in relationships. So please, my collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the dominant archetype that this Cancerian dilettante is dealing with? Out with the trash for on the path of true love for October 2019. Oh, you're dealing with a monk nun? That's interesting. Divine family archetype. This really takes it out of romantic sexual for me. This could even be spiritual abuse of some kind. Let's look at this one. The light attribute, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Devotion and dedication. Devotion and dedication. I'm wondering, dilettante, if you're the one who is doing the betrayal, because this stuff can flip-flop. Not that monks and nuns are like pure 24/7, because here's the shadow. Negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. To be betrayed by someone with the divine archetype, or perhaps that archetype is within yourself, that perhaps you have been single-mindedly dedicated and devoted to your spiritual path. Then you sort of stepped upon the path of true. We're always on the path of true love in terms of our relationships, that you dabbled a little bit, but did you dabble in betrayal? Was this person so spiritually focused that your only way to try and get what you want, right? I can really feel this going either way. And why is that? Look at your patterns in relationships, and like attracts like. Now look, I could see where someone with thumbs down a reading like this, no one wants to look at how they betray themselves or how they've been betrayed or how like attracts like. But you have to make the decision sooner or later. Am I a victim of circumstance? Is this totally random? Are the gods trying to like knock me out of the game? Or am I co-creating my reality, and is everything that's coming to me in the quantum for my own growth, learning, health, development, my journey, my process on the path of true love, and ultimately to my own spiritual awakening and fully anchoring and embodying fifth dimensional unity consciousness, because there is no betrayal in unity consciousness. How could there be? You're aware of being all one. The intuitive faculties are not just heightened and sharpened, they're integrated. So you know when someone's lying, you know when you're being used. But we have to clean out this past emotional baggage, particularly the water signs. I'm a Pisces moon, so that we can receive that information and then make wise, empowering decisions for ourselves at least. So look, my sweethearts, I know. My Cancerians, you walk around with those the shell and the crab claws, right? Tacking side to side, really trying to feel things out as you go. And it's not that you made a mistake here. This was part of the path of true love, and betrayal is just part of it. So whenever we're dealing with falsehood or illusion, on the path of true love. It's all about the alchemy of truth. And it does look like in your where you are now on the path of true love, that prayer has been answered. Isn't that right, Milky? But it might not be what you thought you were. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects this kind of stuff. But your work is really cut out for you. Look, I'm really good at private reads with this kind of stuff. Why? Because this has happened to me over and over and over again. Have I betrayed myself here and there? Sure, but I didn't often realize it until retrospect. Learning curve. So be kind to yourself. Deal with that child inside of you that feels so violated, right? That wants to burn down the house like a 5-year-old. Talk to it, love what rises, and understand that there's a huge alchemical opportunity here for you to transmute, transform lead into gold in your life and change what comes in. Just really be careful of that revenge card. It's going to bite you in the ass, just like Wile E. Coyote. So let me end with this. I wish you the very best and the very blessed of the path of true love for you for the month of October 2019. Please reach out and connect with me. I'm all over social media, right? Get the information that you need to heal yourself, to look at your relationship patterns, at least talk to some friends that have known you for a while and said, has this happened to me repeatedly and I'm not seeing it? You might not like what they have to say, but it'll help you clear up this like attracts like dealio. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I can understand you wouldn't want to like and subscribe if you're the first time watching this, but again, this does not necessarily feel romantic, sexual. This could be in all sorts of areas of your life. So go easy on yourself. Get your comfy bathrobe out. Love yourself. Love what rises. Take care of yourself. And for now, my Cancerian moon children, sensitive yet guarded though you are, I wish you hail, farewell, and blessed be.